Hey guys, I'm here to get into Aretha Franklin, who simply has a fantastic singing voice, and I really love some of her best songs. And I think it's some of the best music that soul has had to offer. And it feels like kind of just taking a lot of the foundation of the Beatles and continuing it to her own kind of way. And it's just beautiful, which is perfectly portrayed on the best album she made. I never loved a man the way I loved in 1967, and this is one of the best debut albums of all time. I mean, I know technically she had a little bit of work before this, but this is the first like serious album she made, and it's a masterpiece of soul because Aretha Franklin just has a voice that's just so commanding. And I mean, the piano playing here is just awesome. So many perfect songs here, but and a lot of these are cover songs, but the way that Aretha Franklin plays them just makes it hurt. Like obviously the song "Respect" is like everyone knows that one, but I mean it's a perfect song for a reason. There's a great cover of like Sam Cooke's "A Change's Gonna Come." I never loved a man the way I loved you, self-titled track. That's a breakthrough song of just beauty and just kind of blending soul with a lot of originality. Beautiful guitar work going in here also. And I love all the original songs here too, like Baby, Baby, Baby. Dr. Feelgood is a kind of classic take on the blues, and just Don't Let Me Lose This Dream just has some great soul going into it the entire way through. And then Soul Serenade just feels like it's just a very light kind of feeling altogether. And that's what Aretha Franklin ultimately evokes, something very light with it. And this is quite an essential album. I highly recommend this to everybody. And then you know what? I made this album just as perfect. She made another album in 1968 called Lady Soul. And this is, I mean, one of the best years of music, 1968. But Lady Soul came around, and Bum too, I should say. But Lady Soul came around and just portrayed me with something absolutely overwhelmingly beautiful again. like stuff like Groovin', like of course Chain of Fools is the big hit, but I mean it's just Aretha Franklin just kind of continuing the foundation she laid on her previous album. But this is just so like Since You've Been Gone, it's just perfect. It has a really incredible hook. Chain of Fools is just kind of again that bass line that drives it. It's really cool. Stuff like You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman. It's probably the best version of the song I've ever heard. Money Won't Change You is perfect. Ain't No Way. Like even a little bit of Eric Clapton, I think, is featured in some of this album too, which was going on in '68 between this and the White Album, the Beatles' White Album. But yeah, it's Aretha Franklin. It's this and I Never Loved a Man the Way I Loved You. I highly recommend these albums. But we also got 1968 Aretha Now, and that's just a lot of soul songs in here. A lot of covers going on, but no one does a cover like Aretha Franklin. She's always original and unique in the way she does it. There's just something very sensitive about the way that she sings. It's very jazzy and very gospel-like. Also, like these songs, like "Nighttime Is the Right Time," just feels very original. Such as "I Take What I Want," "I Say a Little Prayer." I mean, it's just really gorgeous and the way all this is arranged. Stuff like "Think and Seesaw" were just really kind of demonstrating continuing the formula that Aretha Franklin laid out in a really cool kind of way. It's just cozy. Like I Can't See Myself Leaving You. It's a beautiful ballad. I mean, the horn section in between behind these songs is just really amazing. But yeah, that's just a very original thing. And she had a few other albums she made after. I hadn't really dug in too deeply, but she had Young, Gifted, and Black in 1972, and yeah, she just kind of kept getting better at just making some amazing pop soul fusion with just something that really holds up as timeless. It's like these really good rock kind of songs. And just Did Not Blow Your Mind This Time. That's a good song. Maybe some of the sounds gets a little bit border on cheesy, which Aretha Franklin kind of could get to that point because, and I think people like James Brown, a lot of funk was kind of happening here. I think Aretha Franklin might have been just a little out of place with a lot of this at this time, at this point. But still, Aretha Franklin's highly recommended. Highly recommend her. All of those first two albums are absolutely essential. Highly recommended.